Okay, now we're going to talk about truth tables. What's the difference between a truth table and a truth value? When you're looking for a truth value, usually you already know whether if the parts are true or false. Like, for example, in this exercise, I'm asked a truth table, like to generate it, like to create a truth table for this statement. And there are some other things that they ask me here. Now, they never tell me if P is true or false, or if Q is true or false. It's kind of different than previous exercises with truth values. Sorry. In this case, you don't know whether the simple statements are true or false. You don't know. So yes, we follow the same process, like we place P, we place Q, and then we place, like in this case it will be only this, like placing the conjunction, and that's it. But the problem here is that we don't know if P is true or false. Same thing for Q. So this kind of like gives us a problem to find a truth value. That's why the exercise is not asking us to find a truth value. What it's asking us to do is to generate a truth table. You generate a truth table by considering all of the possibilities for the initial variables. Like, I don't know their truth values, but I could guess and say that it could be possible that both of them are true. But that is not the only possibility. Like, maybe the second one could be false, like the first one true or the second one false. Or it could be like the opposite way. The first one could be false and the second one could be true. Or both could be false. Or, and I'm kidding, there's no other possibility. Okay, these basically are all of the possibilities, both true or both false, or one of them false, either the first one or the second one, and that's it. There are no other possibilities. So when you take in consideration all of the possibilities of statements whose simple parts you don't know, that's what we call a truth table. Okay, so the truth table is going to have more than one simple line. So let's see. Let's try analyzing the conjunction in each one of the possibilities. Okay, like you know that the rule for the conjunction is that both of them needs to be true so that it can be true, and in the first line they both are actually true, so I know the conjunction will be true in this case. Now the other possibilities are different, so I know that the rule says that for the rest of them their truth value would be false, right? So I have these possibilities for the truth value of the statement. I don't know which one will be like the real one, because I don't know which is the possibility that we might have in real life, but I consider all of the options. Once I do this, that's what basically we call a truth table. Now the other part of the exercise is telling me to determine if I have a tautology or a fallacy. What are these things? Okay, a tautology is basically a statement that is only going to be true, like all of the possibilities for that statement are going to be true. That's what we call a tautology. The fallacy is the opposite case, like all of the possibilities would be false. Like you can see in this case that none of those are the case in here, because some of them are false and there's another one that is true in here. So it's not a tautology, neither a fallacy. In this case we could say something like we could say something like the truthfulness depends on a specific situation. Okay, because it actually depends on a specific situation. If I'm talking about the first possibility, then I know it will be true. But if it's another one, then it will be false. So it depends. Okay, it depends on which is the situation that you're experiencing, and that's it. Okay, that's basically what we do. Okay, we generate the truth table and we determine whether it's a tautology or a fallacy. And if it's none, then we know that basically it means the truthfulness depends on a situation. Let's make a couple more of exercises. Yes. So same idea. I'm gonna erase this. So, yeah, but I'm not gonna use a statement like this one. I use one of this statement. Okay, so talk about this one. Okay, I have Q and negation of P. If I am combining two different operations in here. So the AND needs the Q and needs the negation, but the negation needs the P. So we're gonna start with simplest forms, which are P and Q. Those are the simplest forms of the statement. Okay, basically the pieces of the statement. Okay, I have P, I have Q, but I cannot put this thing yet because I need the negation of P. So I'm gonna start with that one, the negation of P. And I can put the negation. Why? Because I already have P, so I have no problem with that. I already have P, so I can put the negation of P. Now that I have the negation of P, I can add another column to the table, and I could put this one, Q and the negation of P. Okay, so let's see this thing. Let's try considering all of the possibilities in here. The possibilities are usually the same in most of the exercises, both of them true. The second one could be false, the first one could be false, or both could be false. Once we have this, well, we're gonna start filling each one of the values in the table. We're gonna work first on the column of the negation of P. As we saw before, the negation is basically changing the sign or the truth value. Okay, so I'm gonna focus on letter P. Okay, originally on this one, so I'm not gonna focus on this one. So let's kind of like disappear it for a moment. I'm gonna focus on P. Basically, I'm gonna change the truth value. So instead of true, I'm gonna put false. Capital F. Instead of true, I'm gonna put false. Instead of false, I'm gonna put true. And instead of false again, I'm gonna put true. And that will be basically what I was looking for. Now let's see the other column. In the other column, I have a conjunction and I need Q, and also I need negation of P. So I'm just gonna focus on this too. I'm gonna ignore P. I'm just focusing on this too. Okay, so let's see. What is the rule for the conjunction? The rule for the conjunction is that only when both of them are true is that we're gonna have true. Otherwise, the value of this thing will be false. Okay, so let's see if we have double T's. Do we have double T's in here? No, right? None of the cases have double T's. Oh, okay, there's one in here. Yes, I'm kind of like blind. I didn't see it. Okay, so I have a double T in here, so that tells me this thing will be true. The rest are not double T's, so the rest are gonna be false. Yes? And well, basically that's it. Okay, so once I have done that, I already finished the truth table. Okay, I have the values, and if you can see, not all of them are false, not all of them are true. So it's not a tautology, and it's not a fallacy. So basically in this statement, again, the truthfulness depends on a specific situation. Let's work with another one. Let's work now with this statement. Yeah, the other two look really ugly. We're gonna study them like step by step so that we can know how to do them. Okay, so let's see this one. Okay, I have a negation, and the negation basically depends on the parentheses, so I cannot put the negation from the beginning. Okay, I cannot do that because I don't have the parentheses yet. Okay, now inside the parentheses I have a conditional, but I cannot put the conditional because I need letter P and letter Q first. So that's where I'm going to begin. I'm going to begin with letter P and with letter Q. Once I have those two, I cannot put the negation because I need the conditional. Okay, so I'm going to start with the conditional, and once I have the conditional, then I can put the negation because I already have the conditional. And that will be kind of like the way you're going to create the table. Then we're going to have to fill in the table, right? And as usual, the possibilities are both of them could be true. The first one true and the second one false. Or the first one false and the second one true. Or both of them could be false. Those are the four possibilities in this case. And we're going to analyze the conditional in here. Okay, remember the rule for the conditional. If the first one is true and the second one is false, then the conditional is going to be false. So I'm going to have to look for one case where P is true and Q is false. That case will be this one. So this thing is going to be false. And the rest of the cases are going to be true because none of them is TF. So the rest of them are going to be true. Okay. Once I have this one, I'm going to look for the negation. And remember, the negation is basically changing the truth value or the sign. So instead of true, I'm going to put false. Instead of false in this one, I'm going to put true. Instead of true in here, I'm going to put false, and instead of true I'm gonna put false. Again, not all of them are false, not all of them are true, so it's not a tautology, it's not a fallacy. This statement, its truthfulness depends on a specific situation too. It's kind of simple. Once you start to work on it, you get used to it, and eventually you know how to do these things. Okay, let's go with the next one. Okay, this ugly thing that came from the abyss. Okay, we're gonna work with that one now. Okay, and okay, let's see. For this one, if you realize, I have all of this thing inside brackets with a conditional. Okay, so I have Q and I have the entire thing inside brackets. Now I cannot put the brackets because for the brackets I have lots of stuff inside, so it's not possible. Okay, I cannot put the conditional from the start because I need these two parts, and I don't have them. Now I could put Q, but remember, as usual, we kind of like tend to love placing letter P first. So I'm gonna put letter P, and then I'm gonna put letter Q. Now, I'm not gonna need to put Q like twice. Once you put it once, that's it. I'm not gonna put the brackets because the brackets are basically a conjunction of P. Yes, I have P, but the other part of the conjunction is a conditional, and I don't have a conditional here, so I'm not gonna put this thing first because I can't. I don't have the pieces. Now I'm gonna check the conditional, and in this conditional I need P, I already have it, and I need Q, I already have it. So yes, I can put the conditional. Once I have the conditional, okay, I have the conditional in here, and I also have P. That means I can put the conjunction, and there is no problem with that. Now you're gonna see that this is not the entire exercise. I'm still missing another conditional with Q. So I'm gonna put another column. Okay, and the next column is gonna be basically what's missing, the exercise, because I already have all of this in the previous column. All I need to do is combine it with Q, and I already have Q, so yes, I can put the whole thing. Okay, so I'm gonna put this whole thing, and there is no problem here. Okay. So let's check the truth values in each one of the possibilities. Okay, I don't know the truth values of P and Q, but I can guess some possibilities, like they could both be true, or the first one could be true and the second one false, or backwards, the first one could be false and the second one could be true, or both of them could be false. Once I understand the possibilities and I place them, I can start analyzing the conditional. We already saw it before. You remember that a conditional, it's only false when you have TF, so this thing is going to be false, and the rest are going to be true. Okay. Now, this is a conjunction that works with the conditional and P. So I'm going to focus on the conditional, which is this one, and P. So I don't need to work with Q. So I'm going to kind of like disappear it in my mind for a moment. Okay, I'm going to check Q, P then Q, sorry, the conditional, and P. Remember that this is a conjunction, so I'm going to check if both of them are true, the conjunction is going to be true, otherwise it's going to be false. So I'm going to check for double T's. Do I see a double T here? Yes, there is a double T here. I have T for P and T for the conditional. So yes, this thing will be true. There are no other double T's, so the rest of the expressions are false. Okay, now let's put this thing back where it should be, and let's go to the final part of the exercise. Okay, we're gonna analyze this whole thing, which is the conjunction that we had before, is this column, and we're gonna analyze it with Q. Okay, so we're gonna work with those. So I'm not gonna work with this one, neither P. Okay, I'm just gonna focus on this two because these are the parts of the exercise. Okay, and I have a conditional, so I need to understand the rule of the conditional. The rule of the conditional is that if I have a TF, then it's false. Now remember that TF means T for the first one and F for the second one, so you need to remember which one is the first one and which one is the second one. So if you see on the exercise, the first one is the conjunction, so I'm gonna focus on this one first, and the second one in the exercise is the Q. So I'm not gonna read it like T, T, I'm gonna read it the opposite way. Okay, this T and then the other one. Okay, so That way, is it possible to find a TF in here? No. If you see this one, it says TF, but it's not actually TF because I am reading them in the wrong order. I need to read the one that goes first in the exercise, and then I need to read the one that goes second. So I'm gonna read them the opposite way. The first letter will be F, and the second one will be T. And that is not TF, that is actually FT, so it doesn't work. Okay. And once you've noticed that there are no cases of TF, so none of them are going to be false. They are all going to be true. So I'm going to have true in here, true in here, true in here, and true in here. Okay, and this will be basically our first case of a tautology, right? Okay, I'm gonna leave it here, and we're gonna continue with more exercises as complicated as this one. Okay, as long as this one. I'm just gonna write what should be like the final part of the answer in this case. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put the statement is a tautology. Okay. Why is it a tautology? Because all of the possibilities for it are true. So this thing is true even if I don't know the original values of P and Q. It doesn't matter because in any case it will still gonna be true. That's what we call a tautology.